A lion raised in captivity, has never been in the wild. All of his experiences have been in the cage. If all of his experiences have been in the cage, and that would be his natural habitat to him, then why do they lock the cage? They lock the cage because even though his experiences do not validate it, instincts tell him there's something else out there. And the reason so many of us are frustrated today is that we are pacing around in the cage of a job or a life or a situation that has limited us. We may not have the background for it, we may not have the training for it, but our instincts tell us, I belong out there.
You ever ask a man how he's doing and he says, I'm all right. I'm here to tell you, that man is not all right. That man is battling demons that you cannot even possibly imagine. That man is struggling every single day to find a reason to keep going. And the reason we say we're all right is because as a man, nobody really fucking cares what you're going through. So why even bother to say it? But you know what? I feel you, brother. Because I'm all right too.
You better watch out for those people that bounce back from everything that was meant to destroy them. Those are God's people, and they are not to be messed with.
Do you have any regrets?
No, don't have time to regret. We move on, because we are acceptable for what we are, not what we think we should be. I'm accepted in myself by what I am, but not as I think I should be, because that's a lie. I'm a sinner, I'm an old sinner. I've done some bad things, I've done some good things. So, you just forgive yourself and move on.
Never forget 3 types of people in your life. Those who helped you in your difficult times. Those who left you in your difficult times. And those who put you in your difficult times.
My only regret is that I didn't tell enough people to fuck off.
But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
There are 4 things you can't get back in life. The word after it's said, an opportunity after it's missed, time after it's gone, and trust after it's lost.
Most people have done all that they're ever going to do. They raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning. That in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you'll realize is that you're more powerful than you could ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you are greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim.
But if the battle is bigger than you, it's not your battle. And God sent me here today to tell you He wants His battle back. There are some things that you have been trying to fight in your own strength and figure out in your own flesh. And God says, I want my battle back. He says you don't have to fight it. Just stand firm and take your position. So in other words, you don't have to fight it. You just have to face it. And if you will face it, God says, I will fight it.
Sometimes I imagine looking into the eyes of my future children and telling them, I'm sorry. Daddy was too busy flexing, blowing his paychecks on the latest phone, the freshest shoes, taking on debt to have a car that could turn a head or two. And that's why we can't afford opportunities for you. Daddy was too busy eating apples that he forgot to plant seeds. Daddy was too concerned with trying to impress people and compare himself to them. He was too addicted to the mirror to understand the impact that he could have had outside of it. And that's why all you will inherit is your father's struggle. And after I imagine myself saying that, my ego gets real quiet.
You will spend your life completely wasting your time. You'll be doing things you don't like doing in order to go on living, that is, to go on doing things you don't like doing, which is stupid. Better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way.
If I can give you one piece of advice that I never thought about when I was younger, it's this. Recognise that every single person that you meet is struggling and fighting their own battle in their life, and that maybe you cut them some slack and treat them a little bit more kindly as a result.
People only ask you what's next when you do something. Listen to me, the problem that I have with the work that I do is that a substantial amount of humans are already dead. You just ain't been buried yet. Most of the humans that I come across, you already dead. You're not trying to accomplish nothing. You're not trying to do nothing. You're just waking up every day paying bills. Like, you already dead. You just alive, but you already dead. They just haven't buried you yet. I challenge you, since you have to be alive, do something.
Why is it so hard for you to understand that you are going to die one day? And if you don't chase after your goals, and if you don't chase after your dreams, those dreams and goals are going right with you into the grave. Take that risk.
Take full responsibility for what happens to you. It's one of the highest forms of human maturity, accepting full responsibility. It's the day you know you've passed from childhood to adulthood. The day you accept full responsibility.
No one's coming. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you to turn the TV off. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamt about. Nobody's coming to write the business plan for you. It's up to you. And because you're only ever going to do the things that you feel like doing right now or that feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you've got to push yourself, you're not going to make your dreams